here I am again, up in the hills, surrounded by the Smokies, just enjoying the day, enjoying the time, enjoying the peace, and doing a little meditation on my own. But this week I was thinking about a couple of things. One of those things was boxes. Yes, you heard me right, boxes. Some of you may or may not know that I spent 23 plus years moving around within the military. My wife and I became very accustomed of, on average, every 2 years, packing up our household and relocating it somewhere else, depending on where Uncle Sam wanted to send me. Oftentimes, each time we moved, we accumulated more stuff. And as my dad used to say, stuff are like rabbits that multiply if unattended. And each time we'd get ready to pack up to move someplace different, we'd look at our stuff and we'd throw it in a box saying, you know what, we'll deal with that on the other end. We'll unpack it, we'll look at it, and we'll discard it if we don't need it. But inevitably, that seldom ever happened. So at the other end, we ended up with more stuff and more boxes requiring more storage. So we'd either store those in our garage, fill up the garage where we couldn't park a car, or I'd have to rent a storage space and put all those boxes in. And each time we moved, we acquired more and more boxes, and we never went through it. Roughly 5 years after we retired, we finally opened the last box. And as you can imagine, we opened it up to find it was stuff that we just didn't need and would never use again. It was great for the time and moment and the place that we were at, but we had moved on and we didn't need that stuff anymore. And as I was thinking about those boxes and all those moves, I started thinking about the boxes in our mind. And as we move forward, there's a lot of things that happen in our life. They could be traumatic things. They could be things that we have done, someone has done to us, events surrounding us that disrupted our life in some form or fashion. And still dealing with those things, we box them away in a space in the back of our mind, thinking we'll either unpack it later and deal with it, or we'll just avoid it and never have to look at it again. And like moving those physical boxes around, they consume time, space, and energy. So these mental boxes that we pack away in the back of our mind have to be dealt with at some point in time. And usually they spill over at the wrong time in your life, or it's not just one, it's multiple. So my advice, for what it's worth, is look at your stuff before you put it in a box. We all have events happening. 2020 has been a series of events and happenings, and it's forced a lot of people to have to look at things that they haven't looked at before in their life. So take a few moments, look at the things that are happening to you, by you, for you. Shine some light on them. Take a look at it. Is this something I need to keep with me? Is this something I need to deal with in the future, ever again? If it's something that's bad that's happened in your life, try to find the positive point that you can take from that, the learning point, and move forward. Maybe it's as simple as going, you know what, I'll never do that again. But once you've looked at it, you've sorted through it, you know you don't need it in the future, it's not going to serve you well in the future, discard it and move forward. Because we don't need to fill our mind with a bunch of negative boxes that we're going to have to deal with later. Just like we don't need to fill our house with a bunch of boxes that stuff we'll never use again. So with that, my friends, have a great and prosperous week. Take care of yourself, take care of your mind, take care of your body, take care of your spirit.